So this is your first, you're just doing the first layer, you're getting it underneath that membrane, or you're getting it underneath there.
Yeah.
And you're just slightly pitching it.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be necessarily called slightly. I mean, as long as it's, where's our,
So this is not as critical, this step. You're just kind of laying in there.
yeah. What I do, when you do the next layer
That's
concrete,
when you draw your line and you.
well, you're not getting whatever you want to draw a line. I just usually get the level out and pitch everything and then level out the perimeter, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, where's our funky level?
This one?
The 24-inch one?
That one?
Yeah, the funky one. That's like it. I mean, I literally can't even. I mean, I got a nice pitch there. I think it's there. I mean, I'm not really. That's a little bit, yeah. The corner is going to be interesting here because I have to lip it up. Oh, you know what? I'm only going to lip it up. I'm not going to lip it up on that side. So I'm going to lip it up on this side. But what I'm going to do... Oh, you have a vision with you?
What do you mean?
These marks, they're not like 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch.
Oh, they're not?
Yeah.
Oh, they're by centimeters?
Yeah. I was pain in the butt. Seems easier to do it.
You cut a little corner out? Like,
Well, because what's going to happen is
you fold it?
this corner here is going to fold up.
No, I
And
see.
go like that. But we're putting another corner over that, so it's irrelevant. But if I pre-cut it, then it'll fold into that easier when I'm trying to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, you're trying to cut it after the fact, you know. So what I'm going to do,
Don't you got to do both sides or just that one?
yeah, I got to do both, but because I don't know exactly.
So you put that right on the
See
trowel.
how
like
loose
that.
this is? That's kind of nice.
Yeah, yeah. And you used the 1/4 inch knot. I mean this is 16th notch trowel.
This is a little bit. Let's see if that stays in. Okay, so what's interesting about
You got to get some on the walls too, right?
I do gotta get some on the wall for my 2-inch.
Yeah.
You're trying to spread it. This process, if you do it correctly, which means don't leave yourself big clumps,
Yeah.
but don't leave yourself too little. You gotta have stuff to squeeze and compress it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it halfway over this hole to put my sheet in with it rolled up. And then I can step back onto the spot that I just did so that I can do the other side of the shower.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So you want to make sure you get everything covered. And then here,
So you go over it?
I'm not trying to put too much extra because it'll always squeeze out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get it down into that lower section.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe I'll just do the whole thing, the whole go past it. So. Okay. Now.
So you got a little bit of a clump there, or a little bit of excess right there. Did you want to scrape that up?
Yeah, I probably will.
You're just going around right now.
Going sideways like this
Yeah.
works best. I've figured out that rather than trying to come up,
Oh, yeah.
because you can't get your trowel low enough because you're on the bottom of the floor. Yeah, we hadn't. I'm gonna come up to this line. Is what I'm going to do. so I can get up and around the circle. And then we can place our rock and do that whole thing. Is roughly that line there.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't have to be an exact 2 inches, you know what I'm saying? There's our little flap going in there. So
Now you squeeze this out with your knife, right? Once you get it in there.
I'm gonna take this a little funky.
It's funky.
Well, no, I mean it was. There it goes. There it is. Okay. And I can just screed it up the wall
Yep.
for later. It's not like you're having to get all of the excess out. What you're trying to get out is just air bubbles. But if you squeeze it really good, you're getting excess thin set out too, which is fine, you know? I've never, just so you know, I have never, because you would think you're using a sharp cornered trowel, right? And you're going to puncture this thing.
Yeah.
Never have punctured this thing.
Wow. That's pretty durable stuff.
Yeah, it's really interesting, even though it can cut really easily.
Yeah.
With the razor knife, you know, but I mean, if I go like this and drop it, yes, it will poke a hole in it. And you can technically just put a patch over if you want.
Yeah.
If you know that you've damaged something, just cut a piece and thin set it over.
Yeah. Yeah, little bubbles like that. Is that a big deal?
Well, I mean, it happens in the bottom where things are not perfectly flat and straight, and so it wants to do that, but it will hold. Sometimes you just gotta make sure you got thin set by there, because now we're gonna, when we put up this piece, it's gonna overlap
that.
So now I can move this back. Now I have access to do the rest of this.
Yep.
Now, we didn't talk about what the dam looks like here, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna let this roll up and go over it for now. And I got these little boogers from putting the thing, which those will just crush down with your trowel. Then I'm gonna come back and I gotta do the wall there. You can go right over, you know, concrete, green board, wood, with your thin set, and the whole process is great. I'll show you how doing some of this work with the two trowels works.
That's when you're doing the corners and stuff.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Where you're holding down one section as you're screwing the other. Oh my God.
Did you do that Schluter class thing or whatever?
No, Ricardo did.
He did?
Yeah, because it was free and they put you up in a hotel and everything. And it's like when this stuff first came out, he went and did it and learned about it. And then brought that back to me and he said, oh, we should go do it. I'm like, I don't have time to go do that. I think he did it twice.
Really?
I don't know. He was weird that way. He just like, oh, yeah, the free, it's all free. Yeah. I'll show you how to do a corner if you don't even cut it. But
if you don't cut it?
Well, remember how I pre-cut this? This one? Yeah. You
cut it while it's in place.
Hold it in on itself.
Oh, really?
And I might do that on this. Like, see how this is starting to form here? Can you see that? So if you put the thin set there, where it's going to fold in on itself, and you put it here, then you can create that. Now here I'm pinching it into the corner.
Oh, so you're doing that there because you don't have a corner for that.
Correct. Yeah. So what I can do is are you seeing that?
Yeah. You're just folding it over.
Yeah.
You put the thin set in there. And
Yeah.
that doesn't make it too thick.
It can in some situations, and sometimes the way that I have to negotiate that is sometimes when you're setting your tile, you just have to
Use
punch
less
out
thin
the
set
back
more.
of the tile.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can not disrupt your layout or the plumb wall, you know.
Yeah.
Does get a 90 over it, so I'm not too concerned if I try to pinch that in, or I can take my
You cut it.
razor blade. Or sometimes I'm not cutting it the way it's supposed to be cut, because once you get it down here, you can't see if you're cutting it plumb, and I'm cutting it crooked. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because from there, it has to come up plumb with the rest of it, but
Does it matter though since you're putting the corners in there though? Or?
it won't matter as much. No. We'll see if we can get this to lay flat. So now I'm
Are you
holding
gonna
this
cut
down
this?
and I'm pushing this up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then here, yeah. It's almost like it wants. I mean, sometimes the fold is too strong
Yeah.
and it
Wants to
the
balance
thin
out.
set won't hold it. But sometimes it will, and it just depends on the thickness of your thin set and how quickly things are drying.
So you're gonna leave that crease in there like that, or
Well,
you're gonna take that?
like I said, if I have my
Do you need more thin set in that crease, or?
well, you'll see when I put the corner in. The corner will help bind that up.
So you don't want to cut that.
I could, but it's becoming messy. And I'm just going to let it set, and then the corner will come in. So,
That's where you're gonna put the that little piece of drywall right in the
Yeah.
stone.
so if you there you go. Sometimes I use my finger and I streak some of this stuff towards the hole. And I'm making sure a good bond around the top part of this bottom part.
Yeah.
Now I'm squeezing in with this guy really good, and then I'm gonna,
Lay that on there. Is that gonna work?
yeah, that'll be fine.
You need the rock.
Then the rock. All right, I can leave that there, because here's what's gonna happen. You finish putting all this stuff in, and then that's it for the day. You leave this rock here, you leave this, you come back tomorrow, you put your drain cap in, the drain piece I said, level that, then you do your next coat of concrete, right? And pitch that perfect for tile, and you do it with the rapid set, you put your fan on it, it dries, now you're ready for tile.
No.
So you do that first thing in the morning, and then you're ready to tile in, in an hour. Meaning you can get back on that. So let's do a corner. Now let's see how this is gonna work. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, so
So you gotta wait that long, huh, for the to do the next step.
well. I'm not saying you have to wait that long. I mean, you could go straight to, but I'm just saying. I mean, this could be dry, and you could do the concrete at the end, afterwards, but. All right, so there's and then, put your finger in the corner.
Same process.
And get yourself over there. Then you can put this in here. Now, it's always about nothing's flat, everything's pitched, so it's not perfectly, so this stuff will stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have to do that to do.
You did that right. Yeah, yeah.
So,
but don't you want that to stick well though, or you want to get that?
Well, I do. If I don't play with it, then it'll stay there sometimes. If you play with it, it comes apart a little bit sometimes.
Well, isn't part of the reason that's popping out is because there's so much material behind that, or?
That's part of the reason, but sometimes it can just be, because sometimes you put your thin set on there, but maybe there wasn't enough of that. Mm-hmm. And even screening it, or different things were happening. Same with this. It's like maybe my thin set's not holding it enough. It plus thin set that's putting that together.
Yeah. So that helps it bond a little better.
Yeah, and we'll have that same situation here a little bit too. So now we've got this corner. Now this will be a cleaner corner because we didn't even have any number on one side, but and if the floor is flat up here or something, and don't be afraid to apply pressure when you're screeding this. Because you want to think that you're screeding things cleanly. Now we have one more.
You're going to put a 4-inch piece there?
Yeah, 4-inch but I want to do it by 25 inches long. So you're going to have to go out to the roll, or bring the roll. Okay, so. And I try to work as clean as possible with thin set and excess all over the.
Gets all over everything.
Alright, so now it doesn't really matter if the corner was done after this process or done before, which we did. We did it before. The corner is in there. Regardless,
You could do the corner after you do this?
Yeah. That's what I like about the product is that
you could either do
the suggested method is to shingle things,
like you're doing a roof.
Like you're doing a roof, but because of how their product works,
you don't have
it's not absolutely necessary. I did the floor last. There was something that I didn't have for the floor. Maybe it was a drain piece or something. I didn't have it. So, but I could still do the walls.
Oh, really?
Because I didn't want to lose time on the install. So I did all the walls and then I did the floor at the end. Now you see where I have the overlap, right?
Yeah.
Now,
put some mortar on there. Thin set.
Okay, to do that. So it's all about just knowing where to put all your thin set stuff.
Now in the past, when they used to hot mop, they would just hot mop up to like a few inches up on top of the wall, and then you would.
Well, they go up like what was it, 12 inches or 16 inches? Hot moppers.
Yeah, this tile was leaking, and the hot mop kind of saved the day because
Well, how did we know it was leaking? If the hot mop was saving it.
Well,
you wouldn't
there was
see any leaking.
there was a couple areas where it didn't, but for the majority of it.
Oh, okay. That might be making all that noise. All right, you got the razor line?
Yeah.
So this situation is like we're trimming this to follow that. Then same thing here.
You're just, I see.
So, even here, I gotta.
You're gonna slice that.
Yeah, I gotta find the bottom, which is there, and then I think there. Okay, that'll work perfect. Like this is my bottom. That same line. All right, so now I'm gonna take this out of the way. What am I missing here? Oh, ding dong. But I was not in the right.
So it saves time. Well, not that much.
Well, it sure saves money on sealer.
Then you don't, because isn't that where if it's gonna fail, it's unless you have a crack in the tile, it's gonna be where the grout is, right?
No, a fail is not. I mean, the grout is not. It's a line of defense. Sometimes you can use your hand just to get things rolling.
Yeah.
Get a corner tight instead of a trowel. Sometimes you can't get the trowel to do it. We're not going up this edge, so it's like it doesn't really matter. Just get it flat so your new tile will go over it. But now I can trowel it if I want after that, but. But it's getting a nice tight corner. You'll get some of that experience when you do the soap dish.
Oh yeah.
So now once I get it around the corner, then I can come in and kind of put it right in that crotch. It's really tight, especially over here because we are. Now this will lip up a little bit, because it has a piece there. But now I'm trying to, tighten up that fold that was under this.
Yeah.
I don't really have that issue over here. We are running a little bit low.
Oh, low? Oh, so it's
It'll
crumbling.
overlap.
You get a little crumpling up there.
Yeah, which is that was just before it really got set.
But you on the bottom there, all the way, it's
this
gonna be
is
covered
nothing.
with concrete.
That gets covered with concrete, and it's all great. But I got a lot of layers in that corner.
Yeah.
Feel really good that nothing's ever gonna leak there.
Yeah.
I got my corner piece. I got my initial piece of the floor. You know, it's like, come on.
Yep.
It's good. Now now see how it's starting to run a little lower?
Yeah.
But it's also running higher here. So it's all good. It's not binding up on you anywhere, so I'm good with that. Now obviously when you're screeding, your only exits are the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm working on the floor. It's not as easy when it's up on the next level, which you're going to be doing by yourself.
Yeah.
So sometimes what I do is if I want to do it this way, I might even take a drywall screw and just pin the top of this to hold it. This might come down and unfurl, whatever, but sometimes it'll hold itself because I don't have another person. And I do remember Ricardo working with me, and I do remember that when we were doing this, he'd be rolling out the roll, and he'd be holding it.
Yeah.
So I do remember that. So we must have done a few of those. Probably do 3/4 of an inch up of concrete starting at your drain, and then you're going to taper up half a bubble or a little bit less than half a bubble slope is fine. If you level this with your torpedo level, and it's sitting there, don't step on it because you're going to push it right down into this thing. And your concrete, and just spread your concrete over this when you're putting the concrete in.
So wait, so this is going to sit.
That's going to sit down where the
And
drywall.
this is going to sit
circle.
right on top of that, or
This is just sitting onto. You're going to cut an opening into your membrane, so that this part of it fits through there. This sets into the depressed area that the drywall is in.
And then the mortar goes on top of that.
And the mortar is going to go over the top of that. If you step on this, you're going to press it down.
Oh, I see.
And you'll have to lift it back up.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing, it just slides along in there.
Yeah, so...
There's nothing that's holding that in a position.
So I only want to come up to maybe like here with the...
Yeah, you're just going to drop down 1/4 inch. You can take a piece of the old tile and just set it around on the wet concrete and just make sure you like that dimension. And then you're going to pitch your floor up to against the walls. And then what you really want to do is just take your level and make sure your concrete is kind of level around the perimeter of the shower. So get some concrete into one corner, check your pitch, and then from that corner go this way and set your concrete and just make sure it's level. If it's too low in this corner, make sure it's all level, because it just helps you set the course of tile. When you start to set tile, you can use little spacers to start your first row of tile. But if your concrete is already nice and level or level enough, it helps you. If it's all crooked, it just makes your job harder. And you want to make sure you've got a nice smooth, no divots, no valleys in your flooring concrete, especially if you're doing thin little round
So
tiles.
if the concrete's coming up to about where the top of this,
Yeah.
then I want to go maybe up to about
No, it won't get that high. No, not at all. Like I said, you're already pitched now.
Yeah.
So whatever thickness you put here, if you put 3/4 here, it might be close to being just 3/4 against this wall.
Oh, I see.
Because what we did is we did this, right? Here, I'll do a diagram, but then the diagram will go away. And then here's your well, here's your lip, and then it did this drop down, right? Here's the drop down, and there's that. So then now your drain cap thing is going to come up, and here's your drain. This is we've already done a slope.
Yeah.
That goes like this.
Yeah.
And all you're doing is going like
Kind of
this.
leveling it up.
So it's basically, it's not like you're going to get thicker and thicker. It's going to be the same thickness up. And then whatever this elevation, you're going to go all the way around your walls.
Yeah.
So